Hi, my name is Andre Vargas Lezama, and here we are going to talk about today about this analysis of the data of INEGI. First of all, we're going to have the introduction, the objective, and the background information. First of all, we are going to say this. Why we are doing this is because of the we're going to take about this 1,500 data analysis of people that have during this in this interview which of that was of INEGI, answering these questions about the perception of the security around in all Mexico, that have different parts, such as the part of government forces of the trust, the perception of security in different places, the streets, transports, and anything else. Well, in the objective part, we are going to do this perception of security of Mexico by present these objectives, interpreting, exposing, and then obtain of these results to the purpose to know about this precisely about the opinion of population of the security that surrounds all of them. Then why this happened? The background information is about it starts in 2022 when INEGI tried to provide a greater visibility about into Mexico about the security situation. Well, in that year, that revealed that the homicide rate started to remain very high, and because 27,000 of intentional homicides were reported only in that year, reflected the continued violence that they had in that country, in Mexico, and well, they were increasing, obviously. What we are going to do now is going to show these types of histograms, graphs, tables, and in the title we are going to see what are going to be the questions about that interpret these graphics, and then a little bit of interpretation. Then it's going to be right in that in the other part. But what we are going to see it's this one. This is a very the example of the first one, that it's going to be the table number one and the figure number one of the age. We're going to see that the mean of the age in this interview, it's going to be 44.513 years. That of the data has shows a small variability that it tells about that is not far from the mean, which means that most of the repeated age amount of the sample it's going to be to 40 years old to 42 years old of the people that were answered this questionnaire. Then we're going to see that in this histogram of relative frequency OG and in the box plot of age, we're going to see the figure number two, figure number three. Then in the figure number two, we're going to see that the people that are going to answer this questionnaire, it's going to be 31 years old, and the other part, 70% percentage are going to be much older. It's going to be 53 years old. In the box plate, we're going to see that any one of these databases are going to be surrounded the upper on the lower limits, but it's going to be established about this interview, that it's going to be so good. Next one, we are going to see these different questions about that. The first one is going to be the sex, what sex these people have. In the part, most of the people that were answered this questionnaire, this interview, are going to be most of all of them women. That it's going to be 52.9% of the women. Then we're going to see right here the social stratum that we are going to have. We are going to see a lower, a medium lower, medium higher, and higher. We're going to see that most of the people that answer this questionnaire are going to be in the lower middle stratum, that it's going to be 50.5 percentage of the sample. Well, in the next one, what we're going to see is that, well, the entity of these persons, these people, it's going to be very different, but it's going to be among, well, into the country of Mexico, and the most states that were answered is going to be four: Mexico City, Baja California, Tamaulipas, and Yucatan. Well, we are going to see now the issues of major concern, that such as insecurity, the transport, the trust, and anything else. The first one is going to be about insecurity. That we are going to see that the most people answer that yes, it's a major concern, and it's going to be 57% of the people, such as 84 people in total. Then the concern about corruption, it's going to be a no, a majority. It's going to be a certainly no, that doesn't want to declare, or affirmative this option. It's going to be 76.5% of the people, such as 1,147 people. Then the next question is going to be the lack of punishment for offenders, such as the person that committed a crime or anything else. The punishment is going to be a lack or not. It's going to be the answer is going to be mostly no, not to declare affirmative, and it's going to be the 80.5% of the people, that it's going to be 1,209 people in total of that say no. The next question is going to be the perception of the safety in their own state, that it's going to be a declare of secure, insecure, or doesn't want to know, or doesn't know. The most people that feel insecure in their own state are going to be the 69.3%, and it's going to be 1,040. That it's a lot of people that feel insecure. The next one, it's going to be the perception of the public transport, that is if it's safety or not. We can notice that here we're going to have a 4 different answer, that it's going to be doesn't know, that which means that these people, this little percentage is going to be that they doesn't use the public transport, such as they have their own transport like bicycles, motorcycles, or even cars, or anything else. Well, the most people that answer this is going to be the insecure person, that it's going to be a 44 points percentage of the people, that it's going to be 760 people. Then the perception of road safety. People that are traveling, using the roads, that feel unsafe, it's going to be most of the people. And it's going to be 55.1%, such as 827 people. That is a lot, unfortunately. Then the feeling of being extorted or kidnapped, it's going to be a little higher no. Fortunately, it's going to be a no, and it's a relief for the people, that it's going to be 57.2 percentage, and it's going to be so good. The next one, we're going to see the trust and the corruption in different parts of the government, such as state police, National Guard, and the army. First one, we're going to see the state police, trust, and corruption. We are going to see in this part the trust, that it's going to be some confidence, in the most part, that it's going to be 55, and then the corruption, it's going to be certainly yes, and the corruption, it's going to be at 58. But to the National Guard, that it's going to be the next one. In the trust are going to be some confidence, the most of them, that it's going to be 47%, that it's going to be very, very, very part. But in the other hand, the corruption to the National Guard and the police, it's going to be very different, because in this part, the most part is going to be a no, which means a 74% of no corruption in National Guard, that it's going to be a highly recommended yes. But it's the results of the National Guard and the Army, it's going to be very similar, not the same, but similar, such as we can see in this part. The trust in the Army are going to be some confidence and very confident, such as some confidence, 41% of the people, and the 45% is going to be very confident. And in the part of corruption, it's going to be a certainly no, such as National Guard, that it's going to be a 72%, that it's going to be very good part. Now we are going to have this part, and we are going to compare these perceptions of the corruption on the army, and based on the age, we're going to see the different answers that we are going to have, just like right here: yes, no, and doesn't know, and the mean that they have between the ages, such as 42 years old, 43 years old, 49 years old, and the mode, the sweetness that they are going to have, the parts of histograms, the box plot age, and that's going to be very, very important. We are going to see the most histogram that is going to be relatable. It's going to be the answer of no, that we are going to have this asymmetric to the right, that's going to be platycortic. In the other hand, we're going to see the box plot, that it's going to be in answer number 2, the no, a very significant part, that it's going to be these 3 points, that which means some of the answers, some of the data that we are going to have, it's going to be very, very above the low to the restrict part that they have, and it's going to be very, very, very difficult to see this happens. It's a concern. Then we're going to see all the describe of these 3 diagrams that I just explained, that it's going to be very significant to the next part. Well, finally, we have the conclusion about these databases. Well, we have these responses of regarding of the client, of the public, to the trust army, highlight of the critical issue, and it's going to be a corruption of the branch of the security. Despite being ages of the responses, it's clear to be that significant trust deficit of percent to the services, even among those who close not answer such questions to like the public to keep the concern about the security, the trust, the corruption to the National Guard or the nations to the most vital sectors to the securities. So we are need to focus to understand the underscores to the urgent need for to reform these parts. Thank you so much. Sorry about this. I don't know how to. Thank you.